It has been a while since I've dueled against Eldritch. I felt like it was always a good matchup for us, since we can banish their main boss monster and they have to go through the trouble of getting another one just to stay in the game. And if we manage to get Dark Magician the Dragon Knight out, they can't really do much against us. Anyway, this build here is a bit different from the previous ones I've shown in Master Duel. They've all been a different ritual strategy entirely, since we're missing quite a few of our main pieces from the TCG build. So this deck is essentially just the Master Duel version of the TCG build, of course minus Chaos Max. So it's nerfed, of course, since we don't have our main strategy, but since everything in Master Duel is nerfed, I'm thinking maybe it'll still be worth it? I don't know, that's exactly what this video is about, just testing it out to see how it stacks up against the competition. Although it's not just that we're missing Chaos Max, Nadir's Servant being limited to 1 stings almost just as much, because the consistency took a pretty big hit, and I know there's other ways for us to get into this combo without Nadir's Servant, but without Chaos Max, it's almost not worth going the alternate routes. So it's the opponent's turn, and they go straight to battle phase, which can only mean evenly matched. So we chain Magician of Chaos to pop himself, which allows him to simultaneously dodge evenly matched and bring out blue chaos once the banishing is over. We keep Circle since we have an E-Soul in our hand, but knowing that they had Called by the Grave, maybe it would have been better to keep E-Soul on the board so that Magician of Chaos doesn't get banished, but that's hindsight, nothing really we could do about that. Magician of Chaos is banished and his effect is negated. We still have E-Soul, but we don't have any targets in our graveyard now, so it doesn't look too good. The opponent's setting up, and we're essentially gonna have to top deck here because, I think they get out 2 Golden Lords, and yeah, probably not a very good situation to be in. It all depends on this next draw, which, I mean, with an anime deck like this, I feel like it's a given, really. And yep, there we go. I did play this, so I should have known, but it's been a while since I watched this recording, so I forgot. But yeah, we got IOC out of, and the opponent gives up. They knew. They knew. Next up is Salamangreat. How long has it been? Why are all these old decks just suddenly showing up? But I mean, I'm playing Dark Magician, so who am I to talk, right? And these swords, I don't know, they're not doing, and we get Imperm. We are not going to be able to discard them. But yeah, Sword of Concealing does pretty good in TCG, but I'm noticing in Master Duel it doesn't do much. I might take them out and maybe add some more like consistency cards, or I don't know, maybe Cerevis, I think is his name. The Ancient Ascended Dragon, very cool. Used to use him way back in the day, and considering all these hand traps run around again, probably worth putting back in. Maybe even in the TCG deck, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, so the opponent starts building up their board, and they will continue to do so for a while. So in the meantime, let me know in the comments if you guys prefer these kinds of videos where I commentate over replays, or do you prefer the ones that are more like real-time recordings of the duels? I've always been a little bit curious about that, so I know like which one to go for. So yeah, the opponent I think is just about done building up their board, and they are gonna go into Salamangreat Heat Leo. So they're gonna get rid of E-Soul, but since we're losing it anyway, we're gonna use its effect to bring back Dark Magician, and since it's leaving into the deck, it's not gonna blow up our field. It's almost as if that blow-up effect should have never been there to begin with, huh? It's kind of a weird concept, I know. Like, why hasn't anyone ever thought about that before? You know, it's crazy. But anyway, so they bring out another Heat Leo, but let's see. Okay, that's fine. So it is not our turn yet. I thought it was. So they special summon, and they get back a card into their extra deck. Cool. So now it's our turn, and ooh, we draw into Mahad. I was like testing him out. Maybe he'll stay in the deck just because it's Master Duel. Like, we don't have enough good cards to run, and this guy could work sometimes, so he might stick around. Anyway, so his effect to special summon himself gets negated, and he gets destroyed, so that triggers his other effect, which special summons Dark Magician. And we finally get to use Soul's effect to discard, so we discard the swords, draw into 2 cards, one of which was Circle, and we chain with Soul Servant so that we could get Chaos Form to the top, so that we could finally bring out that Magician of Chaos that's been hanging out in our hand. So, we tribute Dark Magician. Magician of Chaos is finally going to hit the board, and that is going to trigger Circle, which is going to banish Heat Leo, and then we're going to destroy Ritual Sanctuary with Magician of Chaos's effect. And from there, oh yeah, we're going to use Soul Servant. Nice, I forgot about that. And we get a draw 2 because Mahad came out. We get Rod, summon Rod, search for Salvation, Prep searches for Illusion of Chaos, and we get back Chaos Form, thanks to Prep. And then we're gonna use Illusion of Chaos's effect to get Timaeus. Oh man, I'm missing a few steps here, going by very quickly. So yeah, we're gonna bring out Timaeus, getting rid of souls. We're gonna attack with Rod, and they're gonna protect their monster from being destroyed, but we get to go through it anyways, and then Timaeus attacks directly. And lastly, we're gonna go into Artemis, because it's something we should always be doing, guys. If you're able to go into Artemis when you have a Rod out and you don't have another one in your hand, always go into Artemis. It's like there's no reason not to. So anyway, we fuse our dragon and our boy to bring out this dragon boy, and we end our turn. And we've got a really good board here. We have Circle, Eternal Soul, Dragonite, and Magician of Chaos in the grave. So our field is protecting itself while we have a Banish and a Destruction effect on the opponent every turn. And normally when we get this loop going on, there's not really much the opponent can do unless they have something like even Master non-targeting, non-destruction removal. Because even if they bring out a big body, again, we have a Banish and a Destruction. So it's just a really tough situation for the opponent to get out of. So it's usually the board I try to go for in TCG. On first turn, bring out Chaos Max, stun the opponent. Second turn, try to get into Timaeus, use Magician of Chaos to get Dragonite out, and then even if we don't have Circle to complete the triangle, Magician of Chaos's Destruction effect might as well be Circle in itself. So yeah, that's another really cool thing about the ritual strategy is Circle is more of a bonus, since we have a monster, you know, a Dark Magician with an effect that does a similar thing. And the fact that we get to do it on the opponent's turn and ours, it's really good. It's really good. Magician of Chaos really does feel like the replacement that Konami tried to give us, the retrain of Dark Magician. So anyway, yeah, the opponent is doing some stuff. They have Pyro Phoenix out, so they're probably going to try to go for a Field Wipe here, but it's not going to work because we have Eternal Soul and Dragonite. And Magician of Chaos also counts as Dark Magician, so the only card they're going to be destroying is the Artemis they just brought back. And they do bring back a negate, but it's too late to this point. It's not really going to do much. We lose Magician of Chaos, sadly, but it's not a big deal. We still have the upper hand, and by a lot. So we're going to bring out Rod to bait the Salamangreat Roar, and they fell for it. They activated it. But even if they didn't fall for it, we still have... We pretty much have this game in the bag. We're going to activate Chaos Form, tributing Dragonite to bring out blue Chaos Knight. And I love the way it's played. It's so fun. So now that they've already used their negate, we're going to use Eternal Soul to bring back Dragonite. And then we're going to activate Circle, banishing their Pyro Phoenix, and they concede, giving us the game. And next up is another Legacy deck, Gravekeepers. Don't know where all these Legacy decks are coming from, but I welcome it. Makes it pretty fun. Nostalgic, even. I was really expecting to run into a bunch of, like, Tearlaments or whatever, but I guess I'm not high ranked enough for that? I mean, I rarely ever play Master Duel to begin with, so I guess it makes sense. You guys have seen most of the matches I've played. So, our turn. We are gonna activate Circle, and it's gonna miss because it always does. And then we're gonna activate Salvation, and they're gonna use Solemn Judgment on it? Okay. They probably, well, no, they definitely don't know we're playing the Ritual variant, so going second with the Ritual variant, we don't really need Circle, it's not Circle, we don't really need E-Soul too bad. We got Circles, so we're gonna get a Banish and a Destruction unless they have a secondary negate. We're gonna activate Chaos Form, summoning Magician of Chaos, and that is gonna trigger Circle, and I love when this happens. And we are going to target their field spell, which is then going to trigger Magician of Chaos, so we get rid of their back row. And, okay, interesting choice there. That Stardust trap card. We're going to use Souls to bring out Dark Magician Girl. Rod's going to attack into their monster. Girl's going to attack directly, and then Magician of Chaos is going to finish off the game. They probably regret using that Solemn Judgment right there. Okay, next up, something a little bit newer, I guess. Numerons. Yeah, these guys are always, I don't know what the word is, very different from each other. Sometimes they just try to go for an OTK, sometimes they try to go for a lockdown. Maybe they're the same deck and it's just a different situation that depends their line of play. I don't know. We got Droll and Lockbird there, so our play was pretty much over. Here I was thinking, okay, they need to attack. Oh, Lightning Storm. I guess we're gonna use Soul Serpent to try to make the best out of a bad situation here. Most likely IOC, yeah, since we have another circle in our hand. So yeah, we could do some stuff with that. But anyway, yeah, there I was thinking, since we don't have any monsters, they're not gonna be able to double their attack on us. So we're at least, or we should end the turn with at least 4,000 life points, which is more than enough to try to make a comeback on our turn. And so then they go into an Exceed play, or I mean a Link play. Okay, I was reading that effect. Yeah, they're not really an effect when they worry about right now. So we're going to activate Circle, and it's gonna Nabis E-Soul. Okay, for once it didn't miss. Pretty cool. So we're going to use IOC to get Souls, and we're going to use Chalice Hunting effect to discard that Ritual monster, summoning Candle, getting us Inception. We are then going to summon Souls, sending Girl, and Souls is going to use its onboard effect to discard Inception. And luckily we drew into Prep, although we didn't really need it, but hey, I'll take it. We already had another way to get into Magician of Chaos, but drawing into Prep was, it let us do the play, it let us do an even better version of the play I already had in mind. So we're going to Ritual Summon Magician of Chaos, which is going to trigger Circle. We're going to banish the monster. Oh, I don't know why I didn't banish the field spell, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something I didn't catch, or maybe I didn't catch something that me in the duel thought of, and now me in the present doesn't see it. I don't know. I'm talking dumb. I'm talking stupid. So yeah, we're searching for Blue Chaos Max. We're gonna get a couple draws from that Soul Servant, and then we're gonna use Inception again to bring out Blue Chaos Max. Always love seeing these two on the board. And then I'm assuming we're just gonna set that. Oh, we're gonna go into battle phase first. Yeah, makes sense. They use Numeron Wall to stop us from attacking any further. Then we set the E-Soul and end our turn. From here, they typically have another one of those field spells, and they tribute over Magician of Chaos. Not... Oh, I see, because they probably didn't want us to pop their field spell while they were activating it. I mean, I guess. We're just gonna bring it back, and here I banished two of the monsters because I was thinking, oh, that way they would really only be able to go up to 4,000. Oh, they use Forbidden Droplet, and again, I guess they don't know Magician of Chaos is unaffected, so it's not gonna do anything to us. So our effect goes through, we get rid of one of their guys, and they tribute their other one. And looking back at this, maybe I should have just gotten rid of the field spell again. Don't they require the field spell to double their attack? But it doesn't matter, they're going to lose their monsters at the end of the turn anyway. But I guess it would have prevented, and they give up, giving us the win. Awesome. Next up is another legacy deck, Toons. Maybe it's all these legacy decks because there's possibly enough time has passed that all of the OP decks are in the higher rankings now. Because I remember in the beginning there was a lot of more competitive decks that I was playing against, and you know, we still did pretty good against them. But it's like these games are getting way easier, even though we're higher ranking than we were back then. But again, it has been a while since the new season started, and I've barely touched the game, so maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, so we brought out Magician of Chaos. We finally drew into Nadir's Servant, so we get a search from it. It really sucks that it's limited to one in Master Duel. So we're gonna set E-Soul and Secrets, allowing us to go into several lines of play. Depending on what the situation needs, we could go into a bunch of different stuff. So they're gonna activate Toon Kingdom, and I know that's the main thing they want out, so we're not gonna let that happen. We are gonna destroy it as soon as it hits the board, and then they're just gonna set a monster because I guess that's all they can do. Then we're gonna use Secrets to Ritual Summon, and I know we could leave the monster on the board to try to go for double piercing damage with Blue Chaos Max, but I'd rather be safe. And oh, I actually ended up not doing it because I guess I did want to go for the double piercing damage. We're gonna summon Diviner and get another search. This time IOC. And now we're gonna use E-Soul to get rid of that face down monster. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. It would have given us an extra summon, but anyway, we're gonna use IOC, get souls, put back the IOC. I don't know why we're keeping White Relic in our hand, but I guess I'm feeling that the game's gonna be over, so it doesn't matter. Attack with Diviner, Dark Magician Girl, Mop, and ending it with Blue Chaos Max. Nice. Pretty cool when this happens. Next up, we are going against Cloudians. Alright, I guess the next few games is gonna be a cakewalk up until we get higher rankings, I guess, but I mean, it's fine. These guys are playing decks they actually like to play, regardless of how competitive they are. I respect the hell out of that. Good on you guys. I'm trying to do the same with Ritual Dark Magicians, so respect to you guys. So we are starting to set up our play here. Grab the missing piece, Magician of Chaos, and then we're gonna activate Inception to bring him out. Tributing Chalice Line. I guess it leaves us a bit more monsters on the board. At the time, I didn't know it was against Cloudians, so we could be up against anything. Might as well have some defenses up. So, the opponent activates Regeki. We're going to chain with Eternal Soul, and Magician of Chaos is going to shrug off that Regeki like nothing. Nice. Regeki hits him. He's like, yeah, so? Then they use Monster Reborn, and they're targeting Dark Magician Girl. Once they activate that spell, we're like, okay, they probably need those counters, so we're gonna get rid of it. Even if it is our own Dark Magician Girl we're destroying, but gotta be done. So, end phase, and they do not do anything else. I guess they really needed those counters. We're gonna use IOC to grab Magician of Chaos, put Chaos Form back. And then Rod is going to search for Soul Servant. Since we have Girl, it'll at least get us 2 draws, which is nice. Put Secrets, since that's a bit more flexible than Chaos Form, to Ritual Summon. And we draw into Palladium. Okay, pretty cool surprise there. I did not expect that. We go in with all 3 of our monsters, and during the battle phase, we're going to activate Secrets to bring out Blue Chaos. We're going to activate Magician of Chaos for a cheeky little play, popping Mahad, so that after we bring out Blue Chaos, Mahad's effect in the Grave will activate, so we get an additional summon. And we really don't need to. The opponent's life points is only at 14, but we just want to show off here. We get to bring out Vanilla, and we attack directly with Vanilla. And if I remember correctly, we didn't even use E-Soul yet, so we could have brought back Magician of Chaos if we wanted. Yeah, we're being a little mean, I guess. And since I know most of you are going to be asking, yes, this is currently what the deck list looks like. Still a work in progress. We'll definitely be making some changes here, but for right now, at least in these rankings, it's doing pretty good. We're playing one Manju to try to make up for the lack of Nadir Servants, since we're already maxed out on Diviners, but, you know, the consistency feels fine. It's just, we don't really have much of a game plan without Magician of Black Chaos Max here, but I thought it was still worth trying out, you know? So, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. If you guys liked the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help Algorithm Chan. And see y'all next time.